Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Perhaps it's your first time joining here. My name is Johngora, and it's always a pleasure to be here live, teaching and sharing with you guys some of the great things that we have out here as a life coach. And I was just trying to go live also on TikTok, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened. We are live only on YouTube today. So tonight I'm asking you a question like, who is controlling your life? This is the question that I'm asking tonight. And I hope this question is going to be answered by me. But as we peruse some of the things that I'll use to answer this question, I would request that if it is your first time on this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to leave a comment if you can. And also remember that sharing this video is not a crime. When you share it, you do even much more great or good than just watching it and leaving it without sharing. So the question is, guys, who is controlling your life is a very, very beautiful question that I hope I'm going to answer in a way that you are going to like it. So let's get started and let's get into this. Um, I know that some of the things that I'm going to talk about might be is going to be so hard to understand, a little bit difficult to understand. But I so believe that after this video, you will be understanding what I'm talking about. You see, the world, the society, the family where we live in, friends, and those people who are close to us, all of them want something. And the most powerful thing that they are looking for is what we call control. They are looking for how they can make you accept what they believe in. Just like what I'm doing right now. You cannot sit here, you cannot watch this video unless you agree with me, unless there is something that you like in it. Okay? So, one of the most important side of watching this video is understanding that you have to stop being normal and start being what we call an extraordinary person. Life has got a lot of challenges. And in today's generation, you will realize that every kind of a belief or a society or a community is pushing everything to be by their side. Okay, guys? If you move to the religious side, when you see a religious community together, what you will realize is that religious side of the society or community are trying so hard to make everybody believe in religion, not even God. Every side of the religious or religion is trying so hard for people to believe that they are the real religion. When you go to the side of education, every side or every kind of a society that believes in education, be it formal or informal education, tries to convince people that it is only them that understands what life is all about. You must be educated. You must at least have something in terms of education, whether it is formal or informal. When you come to the cultures, traditions, tribes, and everything across, every kind of a tribe believes that they are the best. Every kind of a culture believes that it is the best. So, what I'm trying to say here is unless you realize that by stopping being normal and becoming an extraordinary human being, You break the chains of control from people. You break the chains of control from most of the society across the world. We live in a world where people's opinion control us more than what our opinion only says. We live in a world where somebody can buy a dress, put it on, look at herself or himself in the mirror, but does not believe that that cloth is fine in him or on him or her until they ask the second person. Like they are, the third person or the second person's opinion controls your feelings and controls your your confidence. You are not confident in your own dress until when you ask somebody, how do I look? The question is, who is controlling your life? How has the world or we, the people, left others to take control of our lives? Some right now, if I ask you or if I would tell you that, do you know you are not controlling your life? Do you know that there are people outside there who are controlling your life? A lot of people will say, no, I know how to control my life. But you know what? When you step outside there, there's a cloth you cannot wear. When you step outside there, there's some words you cannot say. Right now, I'm on YouTube talking to you people. I'm live, I'm talking, I'm saying so many things here. But there are words that when I say here right now, you won't watch this video. It will be sanctioned. Why? Because someone or somebody somewhere is trying to control us. So, who is controlling your life? Guys, if you're watching for the first time, don't forget to subscribe. If you're watching for the second time, don't forget to put a like on this video. And if you can share it as well, share it on your platform. It will be my pleasure. So, number one thing that will explain to you who is controlling you is the way people try to live a normal life. But in reality, society has created this, what we call normal life, not to give you the real normal life, but to control you. I know this is going to be heavy. See, there are so many things that we have been taught by religion that these things we cannot do. These things we don't believe in them. This kind of worshiping, with this kind of dress is not allowed. Religiously, it is not good. This kind of dressings cannot be used in church. As days goes by, you realize that we are coming to a place where now some kind of dresses which were never acceptable in the church is now acceptable, and then they put a word called tolerant. We have to be tolerant with each other. We have to accept diversity. I don't think God tolerated anything. When you read the Bible, there is nowhere where God tolerated the things that were not according to his will. In fact, God, the same God who took the Israelites from Egypt, killed them in Canaan, in Israel, used their enemies to kill them for going against the rules and the laws and the 10 commandments that God gave to Moses. God punished these people. God killed some of them. Some of them were rearrested and taken to Palestine, taken to Syria, and were punished because God did not tolerate. But today we are told you have to be tolerant. You have to be tolerant because people want to be sweet. Who is controlling your life? That's my question for you today. Maybe a comment in the comment section there will really help me. I want to ask you a question. Do you really know the person who is controlling your life? Are you in control of your life? I want to see in the comment section. What do you say? Do you think you have a control over your life? Let me tell you something here. Most of us fear what we call rejection. A lot of people today, if they will understand or if they will know that they are going to be rejected. Like, for example, if you will tell a man today that you see that lady that you are trying so hard to reach out to is going to reject you, she will not accept you. Trust me, she's not going to accept you. He will not make a move. They will not try to reach out to that lady. Why? Because someone's opinion is trying to control you. Because something that you fear that is called rejection is not giving you a chance to make that step. You fear so much to be rejected that you cannot accept to make a move. See, we must fall in love with rejection. You must be ready to be rejected. Don't you worry. Every time you are rejected, you are being redirected to another thing. Every time somebody rejects you, every time even your family rejects you, every time a society or a community rejects you, it pumps into you something new. It teaches you on how to remain steadfast and strong alone, how to persevere, being alone and becoming better and defining yourself. Remember, people become better when they're just alone. That's why you should never be worried. You know, you should never be worried. When you face something like a rejection, don't you worry. Who is controlling your life? If you were supposed to do something and you're not doing it because you fear you will be rejected, you are giving the power to the other person or to the other thing to control you instead of you getting the power to control it. You're supposed to control it, but you cannot control it because you're feeling that you're going to be rejected. Number three, judge a person's character by the way they treat people from humble background. I've seen so many people um, just trying to think like somebody is good, somebody is kind. Um, I've seen many people out there, um, those who think that for you to understand that somebody is great, is generous, or something, um, what I'm saying is there are people outside there who can look so decent. They can be so good to you that you forget, that you even forget the fact that these people are not good. You know, we have got so many people out there who might look so good to you, and you might not even realize that these people are never good people because they treat you good and they're not treating you good because they are good, but they're treating you good because they know what you can give. There are people who are there who will try to show you how good they are, who will try to, show you how great they are, but it is not because they are kind people, they are generous. You will see some people, coming out there, giving out things to people, trying to do some generous kind of duties, trying to show people how kind they are. But the biggest question that I want to tell you, you can only know someone's character, okay, when you give them time to deal with vulnerable people, people who come from a very small community. If you want to judge somebody, if you want to know how kind someone is, all you need to do is to look at how they are treating the people who are under them. For example, I tell this every time to people that I coach that if I didn't know the character of a person I'm dating, I did not know how he behaves, I did not know how harsh he is, and I don't want him to be harsh on me because I know he's going to lie. If you're dating someone and you're just in the beginning of a relationship, a lot of people try to be kind of, how can I say? They pretend. They pretend to be so good. When you're just starting that relationship, you want to show the other side that you are a very good person. You are understanding, you know how to treat your woman or you know how to treat your man. You are so loyal, you are so respectful. So in front of you, they will do the things that will interest you, things that will make you get attached to them. But inside them, there's something that they are really, really trying to hide. For you to understand these people so well, look at them how they treat cleaners. Look at them how they are treating those hosts and waiters and waitresses in the restaurants when you go to have tea. One day I said here that before you commit for a relationship, try to go with that person to a restaurant. Then ask for a tea. See how many spoons of sugar he's putting in the tea while in the restaurant. Then wait for him at home and see how many spoons of sugar does he put in tea at home. There are these people who will misuse the public things. Okay? He will misuse the sugar in the hotel or restaurant. He will take even that small tin with sugar and pour everything in his tea. Smile at it, but you've got to take your lesson. Who is controlling your life? This must be something that make you learn a lesson on how you are supposed to be treating yourself, how you're supposed to be understanding the people that are around you. So when you want to judge people by the way they treat people from humble background, the cleaners, the watchmen, the waiters, the waitresses, their drivers, those people that are below their standard. If they treat them just the same way they are treating you, then these people have got a good character. But if they are treating them in a way that suggests to you that, yeah, he did that because that's a cleaner. I'm so sure he did that's because that guy is a watchman or is a security guard. I'm so sure that if it wasn't that, he would have not done that. Number three, remember always that life is you versus you yesterday. When you start competition or when you want to compete, always remember that life is a competition between you today versus who you were yesterday or a month ago or some years back. That is the kind of a person you want to deal with. You see, we have allowed people to control our lives by trying to compete with the people we totally don't even understand who they are. We do not understand who is supporting them. We do not understand what they are getting or how they are getting whatever they have. So always try to make sure that you don't compete with anyone, but you compete with yourself and you compete with what you were yesterday and the day before that. Number five, who is controlling your life? Think about that time that you are so much in need. Think about that time that you went silent and no one was there for you. You and yourself. Think about that time and ask yourself this question. Who remembered you when you needed them so much and you were silent? You did not raise your voice to shout out, like, I'm in dire need of help, but they came without you asking them to come. Ask yourself that simple question. Who was there for you when you needed them most? You see, there is this period of time when you really need help. You are in dire need of help, but you cannot speak. You are so silent. You're not going to the groups that you used to go to. You're not going for those movies. You're not going for those clubbings. You don't even appear in the market. Maybe if you are, you had a group, you sell some things in the market. You're not going, but you're silent. You're not calling anyone. This is always the time when you can know the real people in you and when you can know who is controlling your life. The moment you are in a very dire need of anything, the people who call you to find out why you are silent are the real people. Because I'll tell you something, and this is something that happened to me personally, and I witnessed it. In the year 2019, I was so much popular on LinkedIn. I had a lot of followers, and my followers were growing day by day. Then I had a friend who approached me and asked me what is the way on how I can also be popular and engage with people on LinkedIn. I trained him. We started tagging each other. We started tagging other people and introducing so much people in our lives. And we made a community. Something happened, a tragedy. My friend got an accident and was in bed for quite a long time. Funny enough, people continued tagging this guy in their posts. And they're tagging him in the posts, expecting like he will respond to their posts. But he never responded. But until to date, he still get tagged in posts, get mentions in posts, but he's never gone back to LinkedIn because he realized that he had fake friends. But remember, if you want to know that for sure these were fake friends, these people are still tagging him to date, but they've never known what happened to him. No one has ever reached out to him to ask, like, why are you so silent? So I want to ask you a question. You have so many friends, right? You have a lot of friends. Every day you call each other, every day you text each other. If you are in need, you are in pain, you are sick, you can't buy food, you've been chased out of your house, you can't pay your rent, you can't pay school fees. There's something that is really triggering you, and you are so down to your knees and you can't speak. My question is, how many of your friends today will call you after 1 week of not talking to them, of not sending them message, of not appearing on social media, of not sharing anything on your status? How many of your friends are going to call you not to ask you something, but to question, hey, what's going on? Who is controlling your life? That's the question today. How many of your friends right now, I'm asking you guys who are watching here, and if you're watching, please don't forget to like this video. Give me that thumbs up. It will help this video to go to some other people who would like to watch it. I want to comment there. Tell me, in the group that you have as your friends in WhatsApp, in Facebook, in TikTok, on Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever social media, your family, your friends, your colleagues at work, if you will be silent for a week, how many of them are going to call you? And not because they are calling you to gossip, they will not be calling you to tell you something. They will not be calling you to tell you that there's someone's birthday. They will not be calling you to tell you that there's, 50% sale somewhere, but they will be calling you to ask you why you are silent. Like they understand that there's a void. They will understand that no, John can't be silent for this long. John creates content on Facebook, he creates content on TikTok, he creates content on YouTube. Why is he silent? How many of these friends are going to ask you that question? Very important. This is going to tell you who is controlling your life. Next one, guys. I want to give you a test, and this is going to be interesting. How many of you people know what you want? I know so many of you wants to have relationships. You want to get married. You're looking for true love. You're looking for a woman. You're looking for a man. You're looking to start a relationship. Maybe you've never been in love before, or maybe you were before and things didn't go well. So now you're looking to reclaim that. You're looking to start it afresh. My question is this: do you really know what you want? Like, for example, if today I ask you that, okay, I'm offering you this chance to find the man of your life. So, what are the qualities of this man? Do you have them in your fingertips? Can you mention that, yes, this and this and this and this and this is the qualities? If it is love you're looking for, do you really understand what love is? I have seen people, and then again, these same people come to you and ask you that, sir, how do I know my boyfriend loves me? So if you cannot figure out how to know that your boyfriend loves you, why? How can you be talking of there's no true love? I've seen people come and ask that, how do you know it is time to quit? If you do not know what is bothering you, what is not right for you, how is it possible that you can find the right thing for yourself? You see, we live in a world where people just guess things. People just assume, like, okay, this is okay, this, that, okay, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. But one thing that happens, nobody asks themselves questions, tough questions that, am I ready for whatever I'm looking for? Who is controlling your life? So your life has to be controlled by yourself. Do not accept or agree anyone else to control your life. Find what you really understand. Understand your environment. Understand what you believe in. Your beliefs must never be changed by somebody else's beliefs. What you believe in must stand. One thing that I always tell people, there's only one thing that can never change. That is God. God is the only thing we can never change. But what you believe in can change depending on what is good for you. This is the thing. Belief must not be because of a society. Belief must not be because of a religion. Belief must not be because of a culture. Belief must not be because of a generation. Belief must be, is it good for you? Who is controlling you? The world today is trying to control each and every person. You are controlled what you say. You are controlled what you see. You are controlled what you eat. You are controlled what your eyes see. You are controlled what you hear. So the question is, who is controlling you? You must understand and find a way on how you can break the chains of being controlled. Yesterday, I was really, really disgusted by the women. I don't know what is the problem with our women today. You see, yesterday I was watching news and I was so sad when I saw women, okay, women fighting another woman who stained her cloth and was on her way to the parliament to discuss issues, okay? A woman member of parliament was going to work, whether it was the real stains or whatever it was, and had stains in her white pants, stains that looked like she was having, having her periods. Okay? Women that I've always seen, women who campaigned all over the country, reminding girls and, distributing pads to ladies in schools and young girls. Women who has been reminding us men that we have to help girl child, we have to support girl child. Even in classes, sometimes some of the girls don't have pads. They have their blood, coming out and they didn't expect it and they are in class. Sometimes, if they are not handled properly, they leave school. Some of the women have killed themselves. Young girls have, have, have taken their lives because of being stigmatized of having blood. And yesterday, I watched women fight another woman to leave parliament because she has stained her clothes. Instead of women standing back and let the men, fight and throw this woman out, then the women collectively takes her to the, WC, help her even wrap herself with a cloth or something, or even change her clothes. I saw women, members of parliament, castigating, stigmatizing another woman because of blood stains, because of having periods. Women, really? And you are going to stand there and tell us men that we do not respect you, that we do not love you, that we do not even take care of you people, when you yourselves, you are killing yourselves. You are, it was disgusting. I've watched that video several times and I've asked myself, are we really okay? Is this a society that is really okay? Are we okay, or there's something that is happening that is not right? How can women be in the forefront of fighting another woman because she stained her clothes? I think periods doesn't have ears. Periods doesn't knock. Periods don't knock. Yes, you can have cramps. You might not know what time it will come. The cramps can be there, but it doesn't say that it will come at 4 o'clock. It is a shame to see women standing in front of the house, and shouting at another woman that get out of the chambers, get out of the parliament because she has periods. Really? And these same women, you'll see them in the street holding pads and distributing to girls and trying to educate girls and educate us men that we should never stigmatize women or even these girls in schools just because she has blood. It was painful. I really got disgusted. I don't know. This is my opinion. I don't know how you guys are going to take it. But I couldn't believe I watched that video twice and I said, is this really a woman, talking this way? Like telling the other woman that this is a shame? Really? How is that young girl in school, that young teenager who has just started having her periods, feel when she has her period and she doesn't have a pad? Will they go to school? Will they go near people? Young girls have committed suicide because of being stigmatized of having blood and because they don't have pads. Young girls have been sleeping with men to get money to buy pads so that at least they can cover the shame. And now it happens to a public figure. Instead of women, supporting this woman and, being happy and being confident with it, to portray to us, to give us a picture that this is normal occurrence and we have to support her. The same women were castigating this lady and in fact raised the matter, and parliament was all ablaze. And this lady, honorable lady, was chased away of parliament because her clothes were stained by a natural occurrence that we have been fighting so many, many years in the same country. Some of us have even contributed money to at least buy pads for the kids, for those young girls, and tell them, my blood, my power. Yesterday, you women did the unthinkable, stigmatized another woman of your own just because she has stained her clothes. It is miserable. I did not believe it. I watched it maybe more than 10 times. Even this morning, I opened my phone and I still watched. When I went to Twitter, I found out that this lady is being attacked on Twitter. She's being attacked. And I don't know. But my question is, who is controlling you? This lady this morning posted and she said, and she's a member of parliament, she's a woman senator. She said that she's getting a lot of bullying on Twitter and she has to deactivate her Twitter. Who is controlling you? If somebody who is up there can be intimidated, can be bullied to an extent that she decides that now it's time to get out of Twitter, what about that young girl in school? What about that young girl who cannot afford pads? Will she go to school? Will she go to church? Will she go to play with her friends? Where did we get it wrong? Where did we lose our minds as a society? What happened to us? And I want to ask you, women, because I know you guys are watching here, what happened to you? How can we support you? How can we men now believe that having periods is something that is natural, that's normal? How can a class, mixed class of boys and girls, okay, these boys understand that, okay, my deskmate is having period, that's a normal occurrence, let's help her to go wash herself or maybe give her another, how? When you people who are, this lady did the unthinkable. Sometimes God uses people to show us how things are done. So God, this is a country, Kenya is a country that has been fighting. Kenya is a country where young ladies have been committing suicide because of blood, because of their periods, stigmatization in the society, and they have been committing suicide. Young girls have been sleeping with older men just to get some money to buy pads to cover their blood. And yesterday, a miracle happens, like a member of parliament, an adult female member of parliament, gets her blood. I don't know whether she put something, but the narrative was she got her blood on the way to parliament. And she said, after all, it is blood. Let me go to parliament. Women were in the far front telling her that this is shame. You cannot come to parliament looking like this. The speaker, this lady has to go out. We cannot allow this. Women members of parliament were in the far front trying to throw this woman, this lady, out of the parliament. Funny enough, not even a single woman in that parliament came out with her, covered her, gave her something to cover herself. That lady walked embarrassed, was embarrassed and walked with cameras all over, And you know the kind of media that today we have, a media that is growing on negativity. All cameras focused on her as she walks to her car with the stains. Photos are all over the social media. What kind of a society do we have these days? What went wrong with us? It was too hard. But you know what? That is the kind of people that we have. My question is, who is controlling you? People will look so good to you when they need you. People will look like they're angels when they need you. When these women member of parliaments were looking for votes, they went to every corner carrying pads and dancing and telling young girls that do not be afraid of blood. But you see what happened yesterday? Who is controlling you? This is a question I want to ask you guys. Who is controlling you? It is shameful. And I can tell you, this is not just the only thing. Every place where we are, we have been taken over by circumstances. When it is not religion that is trying to control you, to take over your life, it is education, schools. When it is not schools, it is our governments. Politicians want to control you. Politicians in our countries, especially these countries where we live in, wants you to live poor, wants you to be poor so that every 5 years they can come and give you some little money and you can vote for them. These are people who will use all sweet words to make sure that you support them, to make sure that you become stupid, to make sure that you become an idiot, you become a fool, to feel that what they are saying is very important and you will clap for them. But these people know exactly what they are doing to make you stay poor so that after 5 years they can come back, give you some little money. Who is controlling your life? You must take charge of your life and you must ask God to intervene, to come in and help you take charge of your life because that is the only way that you can find your peace. My name is Johngora. I'm a life coach. Thanks for coming to my channel today. If was your first time and you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. I see Fane is there with some comments there. I remember my house being locked. My friends told me, look for a man to pay you rent. It was 9 p.m. It's the neighbor who told me, come, you can sleep on the chair. I have extra blanket. All right. Fen also say, I can't forget that lady who helped me till now. All right. Thank you, Fen. That thing happened on Valentine's Day to one lady. She was chased out. Okay. We are in the world where we celebrate evil. Exactly. So those are some of great comments over there coming from Fen, which is so true. You see, evil things are more glorified than reality. Like when you just, do right thing. Like for example, right now, you can see this video here has got some people who really understand what they want to know. We have 5 people watching this video. But if for example, I was talking about gossiping about some people, or I was having a fight with somebody, you would see thousands of people watching this video. Why? Because people like where others are falling down. People don't like to hear where somebody is going up. And today, even if you will win a million, people will follow you not because you've won a million. People will follow you to find out when you will be crying that you have consumed all your million and they're gone. People today, you might have a lot of followers. I am in this platform as a content creator, I know. Guys, don't forget to like this video, please. I'm a content creator. People don't just love you because you're creating content. People love you and follow you, waiting for that day that you're going to fall. So that's why you have to be very careful. Not every kind of a follower is a friend or is a support. Some of the followers are just there waiting for that time when you will fall, waiting for that moment when things will go south. But you see, if you're a righteous person, when you know what you are doing, when you are doing it from the bottom of your heart, nothing can ever happen to you badly. Guys, you have to be very careful. You have to, this is the season where each and every one of us must understand how to get what we call a communication and a relationship with God. Forget about your church. Forget about the kind of religion you are. Forget about Christianity. Forget about Islam. This is the time that you have to create a relationship with God, not with any kind of a religion. Religion is today misleading us. This is the time that you must create your relationship with the rule of law, not the politics and the politician. Create your relationship with the rule of law. Know what is governing your country. Know when you're supposed to pay your taxes. Know when you're supposed to drive on the left side or the right side. Know when you have to turn. Because this is the time when everyone wants to see you fail so that they can even help you. You see, there are even rich people somewhere. There are people who have got money who don't want to give you that money until when you have a big problem so that they can say they helped you. That is why today somebody goes into the streets and whistles. Yesterday, I think 2 days ago, there's a lady who just started whistling. Okay? Kimoni Sharafa, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching for the first time. 2 days ago, there's a lady who just went and whistled in the middle of the city in Kenya. And just because of that whistle, this lady has got become a brand ambassador of I don't know which kind of um, this travel and tours company. This lady is being hosted by TV stations. And then when you look at the comment, how people, what people are commenting and or about her and whatever, people saying that, oh, you see, there's so many ways God can elevate you, you know. And what I'm asking myself is, society is just okay with that. That somebody who goes and whistles, all right, whistles in the middle of the street, gains fame, and now she becomes famous. She's going to radio stations, she's going here, she becomes a brand ambassador. What are we trying to feed the society really? You know, I don't cry for us, but I cry for our children. Sometimes I sit down and I ask myself, what kind of a society will be there when we are old? Like when you are walking with a stick, what kind of a society will we have? What kind of people are we now, filtering and growing? Like a society elevates, you know, somebody who goes to whistle. A society elevates somebody who does something like an evil thing. He becomes famous. He becomes a brand ambassador. You know, brands have even lost it. Just a few months ago, if you're following some of the things that are happening globally, there's this guy called Ye. I don't know what was his name before. Kanye West. I guess Kanye West. And then he changed his name to Ye. This guy was a very prominent musician and had a lot of brands that he was promoting. But you see, just because of his words, just because of his tongue, just because of a slip of tongue, most of the brands he was supporting lost billions of money. He himself lost billions of money because of just a talk of a tongue. So sometimes I wonder, how businesses that have roots and have billions of money can be so much indisciplined that just because somebody is popular, let him promote our business. People are so much into making money than the discipline that they can impact a community with. A whistling person is promoting a business when there is someone somewhere who's got numbers as well, but just because he did not whistle, just because he's not famous at that time, he cannot get that branding. He cannot even sell to these people. Yet, we need a community and a society that is disciplined, a society that has got hopes, society that can grow. How are we going to grow? That's why this video I'm asking you as a person, and I want you to think. I might be looking like I'm making noise here, but I want you to ask yourself a question. Who is controlling you? I've talked about so many people when I started this conversation. Now I'm at a point where I'm talking about a whistling woman. Imagine this is the woman, this is the person, let me not say a woman, this is the person who is going to control the business in travel and tours. So when your son or your kid is seated with you and watching the television and seeing that, oh, that lady whistled and now she's having money, she's become a millionaire, and people are saying it is, her luck. God blesses people in different ways. Then how is this kid even going to believe that, oh, dad, I need to go to school? This kid is going to tell you that, oh, dad, you went to school, you have got degrees, you have got PhDs, you have never even touched a million. See, that lady there never went to school, never did anything. She just whistled. She's a millionaire. That's the society for you. Who is controlling you? This is my question, guys. I'm not giving opinion and I'm not even judging this woman, but I'm just asking you a question that I want to ask you. I want you to ask yourself. Honestly, sit down with yourself and ask yourself a question. Who is controlling you? Who is controlling your life? It is very, very important to ask yourself those questions because people are going to come to you with so many sweet things. But if you do not know, if you do not understand who and what is controlling your life, you will end up getting into things that you might regret later on in life. Today we see popular comedians, turning into men have now decided like comedy is about a man changing into a woman. Most of the men comedians now are branding themselves as female characters. Every comedian wants to behave like a woman. Every comedian wants to dress like a woman. Then, in the same society, you are saying that we do not, um, we do not promote LGBTQ. Yet, the same society is promoting their businesses and their brands with people who are men in women clothes. But we cannot talk about it because when you talk about it, oh, you are not tolerant. We have to tolerate. We are a tolerant community that God wants people to be together. Hey, that same God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. That same God destroyed the Israelites that He Himself took out of Egypt and showed the land of hope, land where they were told you can till and harvest, land there they were where they were told you can marry and have children. God came and killed some of them. In fact, God sent their enemies, the Palestinians, the Syrians, to go and kill them, take them into captivity, and take them again into prison. Remember, the same God who took them out of Egypt returned them to Palestine. The same God who took them out of Egypt returned them to Syria, and they were punished. So if somebody is telling me that we have to be tolerant, oh, we have to be tolerant, we are a society, what we don't believe in, we don't believe in it. Period. Whatever you don't believe in, you don't believe in it. Period. You cannot be lukewarm. The Bible itself says that you either cold or hot. You cannot be lukewarm. But, oh, we have to be tolerant. Oh, interdenominational worship. Oh, the president is calling interdenominational worship. We are going to the stadium to worship. Interdenominational worship, really? The world is becoming something else. And people, if you don't watch, if you think that, oh, he's kind, if you think like, oh, we have to come together, somebody is controlling your life. And we are going to be answerable for this. Sometimes I like our brothers, a religion that is not mine, and I don't want to mention religions here. But sometimes I love how strict some other religions are. That tolerant part of it is nothing. My friend, you can visit them, you can go to their places of worship, but you cannot take your worship there. That is what is needed. When I believe in something, I believe in it. I don't tolerate nonsense. You cannot bring your character and your culture to me and tell me that I have to tolerate it. For what? Why should I tolerate it? If God doesn't want it, why should I tolerate it? My question to you guys is, who is controlling your life? I'm speaking more so to Kenyans. Be very careful. There's a trend that is starting in this country. I don't always speak about a country, I always speak to people. But I'm telling you guys, there's a trend that is starting in our country, a very peaceful, lovely country. If we do not watch, there's a power in the wind that is coming because the church has been captured. That's the first thing. You might not understand, you might not see it, but the church has been compromised. So we think that we are talking godly. We think that we are preaching Christ. We think that we are preaching Christianity. We think that we are a worshiping nation. We think that we are a prayerful nation. But let me remind you, Jesus said that even Satan knows how to call God, the name of God. So not just because of saying God, 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 or Jesus, 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 we're going to get to heaven. We have to be very careful. We cannot be tolerant to things that God do not want. The question I'm asking you guys, who is controlling your life? Very important. Today, you're thinking that you are laughing. You are thinking you see those comedians dressing in women clothes and doing content, and you are laughing. Oh, yeah, he's doing it so perfectly. Oh, he's imitating. Hey, take a break. Take a break and ask yourself, who is controlling your life? It will reach a time when you would wish you never even watched that clip. It will reach a time where you will wish the government did not allow this to happen. It is going to reach a time when you will wish it is not happening. Because, see, it is so sweet when the burial is in another home than when it is your own. When it will knock your door, that's when you will know that it is painful. Guys, who is controlling your life? Who is controlling your life? Guys, don't forget to like the video, please. Don't forget to like the video if you're watching here. Kenyans, I think we have to rethink again about our country. The signs are there. Kenya shillings is going somewhere else. Just yesterday, Kenya shillings was 214. It was 145 when I came to Bahrain. From 145, it shoot to 150, 160, 180, 200, 250, 270. Now, one Bahrain dinar is Kenya shillings 330. In 6 years, one Bahraini dinar. If I have just one Bahraini dinar here in Bahrain, I'm having 330 Kenya shillings. You know, people are not even like thinking about it. Oh, there is hustler fund. I can go and borrow 500 shillings. And those who have money don't understand how this money is important. Hey, take a break. Take a break. Let me tell you, politicians will always make sure that you are poor so that after 5 years, they can come back and give you 100 Kenya shillings or 200 or 500. And when they will tell you something, you will listen and you will go back to the ballot box and you will vote them. Who is going to even sit or stand in the stadium there if you have all your money? Who's going to waste time to stand outside there in the sun? Who's going to take a queue if you have money? Do you think politicians are stupid? Do you think they are idiots? I'm not saying that voting the person we voted these past election was wrong. The question is, don't support these people just because you are from a certain community. Support them understanding and knowing what exactly you are supporting. Politicians will always make sure that you are poor. Now they have realized that most of the poor people are those who believe in God. The bigger majority are those who go to church. And politicians have known that this is where we can get the poor people. So let us be more churchly than the work itself. Politicians have forgotten the work they were told to do. Now they're coming back to you and telling you that, oh, let us go and pray for rains to come. Next month is March. And I am so sure that in Kenya, in March, it rains. Yesterday they prayed. In March, rain is going to come. You know what they're going to tell you? Because of our prayer, rain came. That is how people who are smart uses people who don't want to be smart. Take it to the bank. Next month, rain is going to come. And that is what you are going to be reminded. We prayed and rain came. God had us and the rains come. Let me tell you something before I finish this. There are these people who call themselves prophets. And there are so many of them in Kenya today. Every place there is a prophet. And do you know what these people do? Some of them are very educated. Some of them are working very close with people who help them to predict whatever is going to happen. Not only in Kenya, even worldwide. There are prophets who work with scientists. They are very closely working with scientists. They call themselves prophets. Let me open your eyes, guys. People, the most vulnerable people are Christians. Those people who believe in Jesus Christ. You people are so vulnerable. And the people who are using you have understood that you are vulnerable. So they use what you want to hear to make sure that you remain foolish, but they get the little that you have. I do not understand why a very poor woman who has no food, who has no place to sleep, would be contributing to build a very big building called church, yet the same church can never think that woman doesn't have a house. Because we have built this building that we are now calling a church, let's go and build her a house. Still, the little she has will be taken away from her. Yet, David, the king of Israel, who had everything, wealth, money, resource, human capital, everything, God told him that, hey, young man, you cannot build my temple. Because your hands are dirty, you cannot build this temple. Your son is going to do it. My question is, who in your country today, be it Kenya, be it Uganda, be it Tanzania, will stand and tell the president that, hey, no, your money, no, God doesn't want it. Your daughter or your son, perhaps, will help us to build this church. Today, it is just to kute, tendereza, I don't know what. Who is controlling your life is the big question. When you come to relationships today, nobody wants to talk about reality about marriage. You're just like, people are just like, oh, announcement will be made in the church. Guys, don't forget to like the video. If you're watching, please make sure you like the video. Announcement is going to be made in church that, oh, sister so and brother so and so are planning to get married. So, as a church, we are going to stand with them. We are going to help them because we have to make a very colorful wedding and blah, blah, blah. Then counseling starts. Counseling starts. And in this counseling, mostly what happens is the positive things that you are told. Oh, you are going to get married. You're going to be happy. This is what God wants. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody tells you the pain that is going to come with this after that wedding. The day of the wedding, people will be there, money will be there, food will be there. But after it, whatever is going to come after that day, nobody talks about. But remember, what happens is you will have to fight a fight that you don't even know. And if you mess it, you will be thrown away out of church. Do you guys realize that? That the church will unite you together, but when the things will heat up, and maybe you decide that, oh, no, it's not working, you will be sent away out of that church. It happens. We are in a very, very delicate situation as a generation, and we have to be very careful on how we deal with things. We have to know and understand who is controlling us. You see, personally, myself, guys, let me tell you something. You see me always smiling with you here, and you see my videos and everything. But let me tell you something. I am this one person who is very, very hard and difficult to convince. You cannot just convince me. I can smile and I keep smiling. But let me tell you one thing. There is what I believe in. I don't care whether it is religion. I don't care whether it is education. I don't care how much you are educated. I don't care what kind of position you hold. What I believe in, what I believe in, and I believe in it, and I know that God who is up there also believes in what I believe in. You can kill me, but I will never give in to whatever you want to tell me. What people have realized that is making people to lose it is this thing called tolerance. That you have to tolerate. We have to be tolerant. Oh, we have to accept this kind of people because they are also blah, blah, blah. Oh, we have to, incorporate because now, the world has changed. Now we can even just wear trousers and go to church. Even the choir people who are in the front of the church, they can just wear miniskirt. It's okay because we are in another generation. Come on, people, go slow. You cannot, how? How do you take that miniskirt to the church? Is it in the Bible? Where and when did you delete the verses in the Bible that says that women must cover their heads and must dress properly, must not always dress in a way that can make attention of those who are worshiping and the person who is teaching to be drawn to them? Your dressing must not take the attention of those who are listening to the word of God and also the person who is delivering the word of God. Then you are there with this. And nowadays, you have even they are manufacturing for you bras that even if you don't have it, like me, still something is gonna stand there. You've even made some trousers and skirts that will help you to give you some fundamentals. The Canvas call them fundamentals. Where is the traditional discipline gone to? Do you know where? Because you're being told to tolerate. You're being told to tolerate. We have to tolerate. Tolerating what? Tolerating what? Yesterday or previous days, I heard somebody talking about gospel musicians in Kenya dying, fornicating, sleeping around with women. I don't know, taking some girls to Saudi Arabia, blah, blah, blah. Somebody was talking about that. He's a comedian. Like I told you guys, I don't mention names. It was a so powerful information, so a very powerful statement. And the question is it true? It's very true. For sure, I remember personally when I was in high school, uh, uh, when I was in not even high school, primary school, through high school to college, gospel industry was very, very powerful. The musician likes of Rafton, likes of Esther Wahome. I don't even know where Esther Wahome went to, Kunadawa. I don't even know where that woman is today. I don't know where that lady went to. Gospel was gospel, and they meant it. And it was so powerful. You could you could listen to Radio Citizen gospel in the morning. You could listen to KBC. You could, buy these, tapes, cassettes, and CDs, and listen, watch TVs. That time, TV was not even so popular to us. Some of us, our homes didn't even have TVs. We used to go to neighbors to watch this music. You're just going to watch gospel. Who is controlling you? Because we have to be tolerant. We were so tolerant until we brought keyboard into the church, until we brought, uh, they tuned it like gospel lingala, all right? They said like gospel reggae, gospel R&B, and it started, consuming us. And the power of the evil spirits and the power of the darkness started consuming us and taking us away from the calling, the spiritual calling of spreading the word of God into something else that, we are trying to mention the word God, but using instruments that does not please him. Tolerant. Because we have to go with the generation, we have to grow with technology. Really? Africa was a very, very blessed continent. But because we have been so tolerant to take the culture that is not ours, Africa is dying slowly by slowly. Most of the countries in Africa today are living on debt. Most of the countries in Africa today are being, ruled by the Western culture, China, the US, the Britain, in another way. And you might not know. These people are even voting for us. Some of the leaders you see in Africa are not voted by you. You just go to the polling stations and you cast your vote, but your vote doesn't count. There are some powers from other sides of the continent that is coming. You see, we don't talk about this because we're just talking about love. These powers have consumed us. Comedy is more powerful in Kenya today than the word of God. Comedy is more powerful in Kenya today than even the word of education. TV stations, radio stations have been taken over by comedians. People have gone to school to study mass communication, TV production, blah, blah, blah. They don't get job. It is full of comedians. Some of them didn't even go to school. Some of them did. Going to school and not going to school is not a problem. You can get that job and you can do it properly. But are we not seeing something? I hope Kenyans are watching me. Are we not seeing something? Are you guys not seeing something? Let me tell you guys, who is controlling your life? This is my question. Kenyans, Ugandans, Tanzania. Tanzania is still a little bit okay, a little bit powerful. Still, it's not consuming Tanzania so much. Even though in Tanzania now, right now, that power is entering through music, the bongo music. They're using bongo music to penetrate Tanzania. But Uganda and Kenya, you've got to be very careful. There is something that is happening. And if you want to know there is something that is happening, look at what is controlling your life today in that country. Sometimes you go to the comment section, like, Citizen TV or Nation TV, or maybe somebody who is popular, like even, these politicians post something on the social media. And it is something that needs debate. It's something that needs people to debate, and maybe their comments to comment and give their opinion. When you read the comments, it's all over. When I was young, I used to think. When I was this, I used to think. I don't know. It's comedy. You see, this country is breaking. People think that it's a lot, that it's joke, it's, we are just having passing time. But we are not seeing something that is happening in this country. This country is breaking into parts. This country is losing it. Kenya was one of the brightest countries in the world. Now even the education sector is falling. People don't know whether to follow CBC. People don't know whether to go for 844. But no one is seeing that there is something happening in this country that is creating a fall apart for this country. My question is, who is controlling you as a person? This message might be for you as a person, not even a country. A country where education system has failed. People don't know whether to go for CBC or 844. A country where politics has failed. People don't know whether to support the government or support the people in opposition. A country where women fight another woman just because she has periods. Just because a woman is in trouser, white trouser, and her period came without her notice, other women are fighting her and telling her that this is shame. Don't you see that there is something wrong in this country? Today I was on you guys, Kenyans. I'm sorry if you're not a Kenyan, maybe you might not find this interesting, but this video, I created it purposefully for you Kenyans. There's a problem. And it's not a problem we can solve, all of us, but you can solve your own problem. When I was young, I used to think. When I was young, I used to think. I don't know. It's all comedy everywhere. Nothing is working. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching my YouTube live today. It was a pleasure having you. Today was too much on Kenyans. Tomorrow we will have a robust live again. Come back tomorrow again. If you are here for the first time, don't forget to like my video and come again tomorrow for another beautiful live that we will be doing tomorrow to just expand you. I was trying to go live on TikTok today, but it did not work. I don't know what happened to TikTok. I don't know whether it's only me or someone else experienced it. I tried several times. I was supposed to be doing this live around 7 o'clock, but I was trying to go live on TikTok and it was not happening. Network. So I just went live on YouTube. But remember, this video is still here. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can watch my videos and any other video that is there for you to watch. Take care of yourself. May God bless you. And may you be lifted. May you be given the eyes, the inner eye, not just the eye that sees from outside. And especially Kenyans, my brothers and sisters from Kenya, I want to ask you something, guys. Forget about the people who are calling for prayers. You see, I read the Bible so well. And in the Bible, I'm told that God used his people to advise the people who are in power. Like God used the God's men to advise the people who are in power. It is Prophet Samuel, Prophet Elijah, Prophet Elisha that were being sent to the kings of Israel. These prophets were the people telling the king when the prayer was needed. But when you are in a country where it is the leader, the king, that is calling for a prayer, that is telling the men of God that we need prayer for water or rain to come, there's a problem. Trust me. People who are spiritually upright, you will understand what I'm talking about. God sends his men to warn, to advise, to lead the people in authority. It is not the authority under the earth that controls the authority above. It starts from above and then comes to under. That's why I'm telling Kenyans, we have to be very careful. The wrath of God is coming. It is coming, guys. As a person, prepare yourself. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a preacher. I just read Bible. The wrath of God is coming over us. And it's going to hit harshly. But I believe that the God who is so merciful every day, and a forgiving God, if we seek Him, not through prayers that are being called in stadiums, if we seek Him diligently, even just inside your room, you kneel down and seek His guidance, this wrath is going to pass. Remember, even in Sodom and Gomorrah, it was burnt down, but still God allowed Lot to get out of that place. Remember, there's a time God cleared the whole nation using flood, but Noah was still allowed to come out of that flood. Be a Noah, be a Lot, be sincere, be honest. Your relationship with God should never be controlled by powers and authority. Be an honest person, create and clear your relationship, personal relationship with God. Forget about prophets. Forget about everything that you listen to. Take care of yourself. May God bless you.